Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wrestling Discussions, and my oh my, do we have a banger of an episode tonight. Tonight is none other than Raw's 30th anniversary. 30 years of Monday Night Raw in the making. That is phenomenal. We will be seeing so many returns tonight. Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Ric Flair, I think Shawn Michaels is going to be there. I mean, I am stoked for this. Like, this is going to be incredible. This is going to be awesome. Now, I said this in yesterday's episode. There was a segment that was canceled and switched. Originally, we were supposed to see the Bloodline celebration, the celebration of the Bloodline featuring Afa and Sika, a potential Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as some people were saying on social media. However, all of that got switched to Sami Zayn, the trial of Sami Zayn. Now, many people were saying, oh, hey, this is because The Rock's not coming back. However, we don't know that. The Rock could very well come back. It's 30 years of Monday Night Raw. If he's going to come back, it might be tonight. Now, again, I'm not saying this is for sure, but it could potentially happen. I recently talked to a friend of mine earlier today, and they had told me that their thoughts on the matter, and they said not only do they think The Rock's going to come back, they think The Rock's going to come back in support of Sami Zayn, and they think Sami Zayn's going to win the Royal Rumble, and they think at WrestleMania Sami Zayn's going to take the titles off Roman Reigns. Now, personally, I don't agree with this whatsoever. I think it's a bit of a far-fetched opinion. I think it's more so one of those opinions where you really want it to happen, but you're not really thinking on it in a logical sense. And no disrespect to the guy. I love him so much. I think he's one of my best buds and one of the smartest minds when it comes to this. However, I think he was thinking more so for his own entertainment rather than that logical sense like I mentioned. But all that being said, I don't know. Again, I talked about this a little bit in yesterday's episode, but Sami Zayn didn't really do anything for this trial, right? Like, he doesn't know why he's under trial. He doesn't have any in his mind, he doesn't have any reason to be under suspicion or anything like that. And on top of that, this is Monday Night Raw, the home of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is sure to be there. He is sure to most likely have some confrontation with the Bloodline, especially after what he did on Friday. Roman Reigns on Friday was very distant with Sami Zayn, was very different with Sami Zayn. He was very quiet and disrespectful and ignoring of Sami Zayn. And so this is weird. And Sami doesn't know what's going on. Sami's confused. The wise man seems to be slightly confused. Only Roman Reigns really knows Roman Reigns, right? And so that begs the question, what is Roman's game plan? What is he trying to accomplish here? Now, many people were saying that at WrestleMania they thought Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were going to take the titles off of the Usos. Now, to add to that, tonight we're going to be seeing the Usos defending against the Judgment Day, which I'll get into in a little bit. However, that being said, I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will take the titles off of the Usos, but after tonight, I don't know if it's going to be both titles or one set of titles. This is a very interesting dilemma. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with this segment a little bit, just a little bit longer. First of all, I mentioned this in yesterday's episode as well, but this reminds me so much of Eric Bischoff's trial. I mean, first of all, the security guard is probably going to be Solo Sikoa, just like Chris Masters was the security guard. He was the bailiff. The judge could very well be the tribal chief himself, or it could even be the wise man Paul Heyman. On top of that, my question is, what evidence is Roman Reigns going to bring to the table to make it seem like Sami Zayn is betraying them? To make it seem like he should be on trial? Because everyone has been saying for months that the Bloodline was going to betray Sami Zayn, and these past couple of weeks, people have been saying it more and more. Oh boy, it's happening. It's coming to an end. Sami and the Bloodline is over. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I have said this from day one. What if the Bloodline isn't going to betray Sami Zayn? What if Sami Zayn's going to betray the Bloodline? In 2021, Sami Zayn won a Battle Royal and had earned the opportunity to fight Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. But not only was it squandered by that of Brock Lesnar, it was also squandered by that of Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn has been waiting over a year for an opportunity at the Universal Championship. On top of that, he was screwed by the Bloodline. Sami Zayn could very well be secretly infiltrating the Bloodline. Like seriously, this could all be a ruse. And maybe that's what Roman Reigns is thinking, but I think Sami is so good at playing this role that if he really is trying to betray the Bloodline, I don't think Roman's going to know. I really don't. I don't think he's ever going to find out. I think Sami Zayn is going to survive this trial. Personally, I think that's what we're going to see at the end of the day. I think Sami Zayn's going to come out on top from this. On top of that, we have a major match card for tonight. We have the Bloodline defending the Raw Tag Team titles against the Judgment Day. Now, again, this could very well be considered that, they want to split the titles, and they want to give the Raw titles over to Raw and the SmackDown titles over to SmackDown. However, it was also said that maybe they're doing this to show that the Usos just can. To get to say like, they can wrestle this and this many times and defend both titles separately as many times as they want. And so, in terms of predictions, I think there's many variables in both sides. I think the Usos have that variable of, maybe it's not to elevate Monday Night Raw and give titles to Raw. Maybe it's to elevate the Bloodline more, to show that the Usos can prevail and that the Usos can do this. On top of that, this would be Dominic Mysterio's biggest match of his career, in my opinion, in the sense that he doesn't have his dad to hold his hand for him this time around. He's already won tag team gold before, but with his dad by his side, this time there is no Rey Mysterio. It's him and Damian Priest. And Damian Priest, like Damian and Finn and Rhea, they are growing and they are training Dominic Mysterio for this match, right? But on top of that, we saw the match the Judgment Day did against Alpha Academy, and although it was an intriguing match, Dominic Mysterio lacks certain things, whereas Damian does not. Damian would definitely be carrying the team. On top of that, though, you also have Rhea Ripley, who is the X Factor. She's that variable that the Usos can't seem to get, that no team can seem to get through. Even Solo Sikoa was a little different when faced with Rhea Ripley. All that being said, I don't know who's going to win this match. There's so many different variables, so many different reasoning behind each person. However, I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to give my prediction. And I'm going to say the Judgment Day. Why do I say the Judgment Day, you might ask? Very simple. The Judgment Day have been wanting gold. They've been needing gold. They haven't even fought for gold ever since becoming a tag team. This is huge for them, and I think they're that one team, that one variable that has been so prominent, so big, that when the Usos step into the ring with them, they're not going to know what hit them. They have Rhea Ripley, the X Factor. They have Damian Priest, who's hard-hitting, never-ending, and they even have Dominic Mysterio, who at the end of the day, I think when he really needs to, the guy is scrappy. The kid is scrappy and he's smart. And as a heel, he is incredibly smart because he runs to Rhea Ripley. He runs to other wrestlers. He hides. He runs. He cheats. He's not afraid to get dirty. And with the Usos, you have to do that. You have to play dirty. On top of that, Sami Zayn is on trial tonight. So how interesting would it be if the Usos were to lose the titles tonight? How interesting would it be if the Usos were to lose the titles tonight and it was Sami's fault? That's interesting. This is something that it's big, right? Because you don't know what to expect. But my final prediction for this match is hands down going to be the Judgment Day. On top of that, we have the second title match, Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Now, in last night's episode, I talked a lot about Triple H wanting to bring back the Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley pushing for the Hurt Business to return. On top of this, Omos and MVP helped Bobby Lashley get this match. So I think it's safe to say they might potentially be out there tonight in support of Bobby Lashley. However, Bobby Lashley was prominent in pushing them away and saying, I don't want you here, I don't need you here, I can do this on my own, I want to do this on my own. However, Bobby Lashley has beaten Austin Theory on not one, but two separate occasions in singles action. On top of that, Austin Theory had a great match with Seth Rollins, retained the title, and honestly is on top of the world right now. I don't want to see Austin Theory lose the belt. I don't think it's his time. I don't think he's ready. I think he needs this U.S. title just a little bit longer. I think it will help him. I think it will build him up a little more. And on top of that, I don't think Bobby Lashley is ready for gold yet. The Royal Rumble is a week away. It is this Saturday. It's this upcoming Saturday. On top of that, you have Brock Lesnar, who's on the poster for the Royal Rumble. And I think Brock Lesnar is still inside the head of Bobby Lashley. I think it's safe to say. And so I'm going to say right now, hands down, that Bobby Lashley is going to lose tonight. I'm going to go with Austin Theory. I think MVP and Omos might end up getting in the way of Bobby Lashley. I think that Austin Theory is going to retain tonight. I don't know. I just have a strong feeling about this. I'm Team Austin Theory for this one. Now, we're also going to see a huge women's match when we see a steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley. Now, obviously, Bayley already has a win over Becky Lynch, but on top of that, that's why Becky suggested a steel cage, to keep Damage Control out. However, that being said, we've seen Damage Control get involved before, even in matches that might keep them away, right? And so, I don't know if we've seen people get involved in steel cage matches that weren't supposed to be involved, and so what's going to stop Damage Control? And on top of that, these girls are crafty, right? They don't stop. They keep coming, and they keep supporting Bayley no matter what. On top of that, though, in support of Becky Lynch, you have Mia Michin and Candice LeRae, who seem to have an issue with Damage Control after last week, and so they could potentially be in favor of Becky Lynch. They could potentially help out Becky Lynch and defend Damage Control away, or fend off Damage Control from this match. And I also heard, I think it was last night, the Bella Twins are obviously going to be coming back tonight. And it sounds to me like there is a potential Damage Control and Bella Twins facing off. Maybe not in a match, but kind of staring each other down, kind of looking at one another. And there's been talk for, I think, maybe a couple years now about a potential Bella Twins getting the tag team gold. And, I'm not shooting that down, but that would certainly be interesting. And so it would be interesting. Maybe we could see Bella Twins get involved and stop Damage Control from getting involved. I don't know. But either way, all these variables, all these options and such seems very interesting to me. We have a number of different ideas of will we see this? Will we see that? On top of that, the Royal Rumble is this Saturday. And there is so many variables right now. Is Sami Zayn going to win the Rumble? Is Cody Rhodes going to win the Rumble? Is Seth Rollins going to win the Rumble? Is Rock going to return? There are so many people. People are still saying that CM Punk's going to come to the Royal Rumble this year. Can you believe that? Seriously. This is a big night. This is a big 30 years of Raw. And on top of that, the last Raw before the Royal Rumble, this is big. I can only imagine what we're going to see with Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. I can only imagine what we're going to see for the wrestlers that are going into the Royal Rumble this Saturday, such as Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, etc., etc., etc. All in all, I think it's safe to say that tonight is going to have a number of surprises. tonight is going to keep us very entertained, and I think this is going to be a very intriguing and very interesting matchup in all of these matches. Judgment Day and Usos. Theory and Lashley, and Becky and Bayley. Now, going back to Becky and Bayley real quick, in terms of predictions, because I forgot to give a prediction, I'm going to go with Becky. I love Bayley. I love what she's been doing with her in Damage Control, but she already beat Becky once. This is a steel cage match. This could very well be Becky's moment. And plus, it's going into the Royal Rumble, which, for both to have a victory over one another, it will only add more tension going into the Women's Rumble match. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know this was a bit of a short one. I know we only talked about the Raw 30th anniversary, but that's mainly why I did it. It is the 30th anniversary. It is 30 years of Monday Night Raw, so I wanted this episode to be special. I wanted it to pertain to one topic solely for the fact that it was the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. So, that's the main reason I did it. That's the main reason it was only one topic, and it's a little shorter than the other videos. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.